Did you want to talk more about HIIT and
Sure.
yoga,
Yeah.
and what there is to offer there? Some
Yeah.
of your instructors that we have with us for a long time. HIIT probably has the least amount of turnover, I'd say.
Yeah, all of our instructors have been here for years, except Cliff, who we just brought on this year because we needed some more help. We do have some spin instructors as well that have some personal training experience. So we've got a group there that can always help us out if we need. They know the program and can jump in if we need a little extra help. The truth about HIIT is it is almost impossible to run a true HIIT class in a group setting. Like, what you hear about HIIT is from laboratory work. It's usually on an ergometer. It's usually on a bike. It's something like that. So what we've done is we've taken our own adaptation on that, right? We still do our very best to work with good work to rest intervals, so we're not overworking you and under-resting you, so your quality of movement goes down. You can't move as fast, as smooth, as efficiently. You get weaker through class.
While we're on that, can I just interject one thing? 'Cause
Yeah.
something you always tell me, which I never knew this before, is, everyone works out to get that burn, that feeling of soreness afterwards. You want to walk out of a class or have a weight room and like, oh, my legs hurt from yesterday. But it's not necessarily a good thing, is it?
No, it means you did too much.
Okay, perfect.
If you're sore, that means you overdid your work capacity,
and so
which you should do from time to time.
Right.
But if you're trying to do that every workout, you're going to burn out eventually.
And so our HIIT classes, or your HIIT class
Unless you're
specifically,
22.
are designed to not. So your HIIT class is specifically designed then to not do that. So you get enough work, but not too much.
Not terribly true. If you want to go balls to the
can,
wall, you're that person. You can be sore afterwards.
You can
If
be.
you haven't done anything for months or years, you will be sore automatically after.
As a guy who obviously hasn't maybe come as much as I should have,
Yeah.
and I'm a little worried about that, I know that if I take your HIIT program, I'm not
You will
gonna-
be sore.
I'll be sore, but I'm not going to be I'm not going to be hurting myself. I'm not going to be unable to
Hurting
come
yourself
back.
and being sore are two very different things. So it depends on how literal we want to get, right?
Okay. I'm thinking because back in the day when I used to be an athlete, do a lot of squats, all that kind of Olympic lifting, wouldn't be able to walk for like a day or two normally right after that, and I thought that was a great thing. But learning
I
from
always
you,
thought
that's
that
not-
was a good thing. It means that your muscles recover, like it's like you're building your muscle. That's
yeah,
what
like you're tearing it, it's
Pain-
going to happen, and all
pain
that kind of
gain
stuff.
type thing.
There's
bigger.
part of it that's true, but you don't need to. There's only so much you can recover, only so much muscle you can build. So if you need to work this hard to build muscle, like that's your max, and you're working this hard, this is all wasted work.
Okay. And that's the part
So-
I never understood. I always thought there's no such thing as too much because
You can only build so much any given day, any given week, any
Right.
given workout. So there's no reason to overdo it, right?
That's a good point.
Minimum effective dose. If I need 1 Tylenol to get rid of my headache, why would I take 4? If I need 10 squats to get my legs stronger because that's my current level of fitness, why would I do 50? I won't be able to walk for days.
That's an important
Minimum
distinction.
effective dose.
I think I used to overdo it a lot back in the day.
Oh,
so
we
okay,
all
you
did.
told me that.
And do you know what? In your 20s, you can recover from it.
So
I
It's
guess
no
that
big
might be-
deal.
that
Like
might be true, yeah, it was in
your
the 20s.
system is just better in tuned to that
Yeah.
because you're still growing and
Yep.
etc. You just have a better quote unquote metabolism. It's different as you get older. So especially as you get older, we do less and less
Yeah,
of that,
see, almost
and
like
we don't promote it
You're
around
almost
here.
controlling the dose inside the HIIT class and make sure people aren't going too much.
We try.
overboard so
It's
they
a
can-
lot of it's on the person in
Right.
class.
that's what I was going to say.
But
So the question
you
that
can only
I have
do
for
so
you
much.
then is, why are you always yelling at me? Because I'm doing the best I can, and then you're saying I want more out of you.
Yeah.
But at the same, I find it kind of contradictory, though.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You're just trying to push my buttons.
Yeah. Yes.
I always want more.
Yeah, I always want more
Yeah.
too. But if
you're
saying
in
that-
charge of the gas and the brake.
yeah, it's the user.
Yeah.
It's up to the user.
Your job in a HIIT class is still to get your heart rate up during work intervals. Let it rest
not
and
too
come
much.
down.
Not
No,
too
as high
much.
as you want. It's the resistance that's going to make you sore, right? The
it's
volume.
the power required.
It's not the heart rate. So HIIT is a cardiovascular class, cardiovascular exercise. We use strength movements or resistant movements to do some of that work because intervals are short. We're not Olympic lifting or snatching for, 30 seconds, a minute. We're keeping the dose low. But the heart rate should spike during that time, and then it should recover, and then it should spike and recover, and we want these peaks and valleys all class.
So low weights, short periods, high heart rate.
Yeah, that's a great way to define it.
Okay.
You're better off going a little lighter and a little faster with better form than slow, heavy, and sloppy.
There you go.
High intensity and
That's
intervals.
HIIT for you.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why it's called high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we
thank
don't
you
call it a
very
MIT
much.
class or a lit class,
That's
right?
right.
But it's all about perspective, and it's all about hearing it from different perspectives, and I like that one. Yeah.
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 Low weight, short intervals, high
resistance.
intensity.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the class. That's the
Yeah.
class. And how does
high heart
okay,
rate?
And so segue from that, because that's a very well thought out program. I want to get us talking a little bit about yoga here, because our HIIT and our yoga program kind of overlap a little bit. We do a little bit differently. Like we have some traditional yoga class that we offer, of course, but we do a little bit of a different take on it. And again, very much influenced by Cory and the whole HIIT team here. So maybe you could touch on that a little bit, how we do things a little bit differently in that perspective.
Yeah, so we've kind of blended what I like to call mobility work with our yoga classes. So we have some true yoga classes where we're doing, restorative yoga, those types of things. We have classes where we focus on, happy hips, we call it, those types of things.
There's a yin class going on right now.
Yeah. So we have that, but we also have some classes where we either primarily focus or blend the yoga modality with some myofascial release, some CARs and SARs, which are just different terms for increasing mobility through your joint angles. We use lacrosse balls, foam rollers, banded distraction, a bunch of stuff to basically help with mobility, because yoga can be really good at midline control, at getting flexible, but flexibility and mobility aren't necessarily the same thing. So by mixing those modalities, we can try to get a little bit of the best of both of those worlds.
Right on.
I love our yoga programs because it complements everything, every other class that we have.
Well,
because
especially with this mobility take on it. That's
Yes.
I mean, especially like when some people do. We used to do the challenges back in the day, and I found the mobility classes were really popular at that time because people realized when they're working so much, they need to take a moment, take care of their body. So those mobility classes, stretching classes, they worked. I like those.
You
those
can only work as hard as you can recover.
Yeah, that's true. Those lacrosse balls, though, man, I hate those things. God, they
work
work
as
so
hard
well,
as
but I
you
hate
can
them.
recover. I like that.
That's a
Because
good
if you work this hard, you got to be able to recover this hard
yeah,
too.
that's actually a good slogan. I like that.
Nice.
Should put that on a T-shirt.
Your
Work
math
hard.
checks out.
recover hard. It's all it's equilibrium. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so thank you for being with us today. And this is Mike. This is Cory. I'm Taylor. Stay tuned for the next episode of the BodCast.
Taylor's the best.
Woo! Cory's the best. And Mike.